Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome back to the Patrick Riggins Show here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network. You know what's interesting is if you're watching on the webcam, Tori is a drummer, yet he plays the air guitar.
Well, that just dates back to my younger days. I used to be a roadie in an air guitar band.
Oh, yeah. A lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, lifting. Yeah, make sure they were in tune, changing the invisible strings, air strings.
Changing the air strings.
Yeah. So
now you're...
I play guitar,
you also
too,
play
dude.
guitar, too, yeah. So did you play guitar starting out and then went to drums?
No, I started beating on things with sticks first, and then just kind of back and forth. I'm a drummer who plays guitar. I'm not really a guitarist.
That's what Eddie Van Halen did, wasn't he?
Yeah. He started off as a drummer.
On drums, then his brother went to drums, and he went to guitar.
Yeah,
so.
But they're both mental, though, so...
That's it. They are quite interesting folk.
Yes, and I'm still mad because they canceled Knoxville. But anyway...
Yes, I don't hold a grudge.
Yes, I do.
All right, you're listening to the most popular radio show of its kind on the only radio network fighting for freedom and liberty for everyone. Again, that's the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network and the Patrick Riggins Show. And we fight for that liberty and freedom for everyone, not just those who agree with me, but everyone, every human being that walks this earth, because we are all endowed with natural human rights. Those rights that governments, yes, even ours, work to take away. They work to undermine them. They try to move them from the column-marked citizen, human, to the column-marked government. Anyway, getting on into this segment here a little bit, Associated Press ran a story this week bemoaning the pending budget cuts and quoting the president saying just about the same thing. In fact, the quote from the article has President Obama stating, "There is no reason for that to happen, those cuts." I would counter, yes, there is a reason, Mr. Obama, and if Mr. Obama doesn't listen to this show, which I'm sure he does not.
Oh, come on!
Yes, there's probably someone deep in the bowels of the CIA or FBI taping it, but...
I'm sure somebody's listening.
But in case he doesn't know the reason why, I will play a clip from what we were doing just before, Ronald Reagan here.
You and I, as individuals, can, by borrowing, live beyond our means, but for only a limited period of time. Why then should we think that collectively, as a nation, we're not bound by that same limitation?
Yes, we spend and we spend and we spend. Yes, there is a reason we have to have budget cuts, Mr. Obama. It is because you people in Washington cannot stop spending our money. It's like an addiction to you. The White House has been using the usual fear tactics to try and pressure Congress to spend more money, and the story starts out that in the Associated Press here, trying to ratchet up pressure on Congress. The White House on Friday detailed what it said would be the painful impact on the federal workforce and certain government assistance programs if large and arbitrary scheduled government spending cuts are allowed to take place beginning March 1st. They include layoffs or furloughs of hundreds of thousands of federal workers. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Including FBI agents.
That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, U.S. prosecutors, food safety inspectors, and air traffic controllers. Oh, no, so no crimes will get solved, and all your food's going to be unsafe, and your flights will go be at the mercy of, I guess, the janitor who mops the floor in the control tower. You know.
He'll be responsible for searching you when you go through, too.
Oh, boy. And I'm sure he's passed a background check.
No part untouched.
Yeah, he might want to check that little sexual offender registry before you go through the thing. But anyway, this is a typical scare tactic. We're going to drop everyone off the payroll who might be involved with the public. Here's an idea. Why not start with the people sitting in offices in Washington, D.C., who, on average, are earning almost $100,000 a year? So, anyway, the story says about 70,000 young children will be kicked off Head Start. Well, we don't need to be doing that anyway, having Head Start. 10,000 teacher jobs will be put at risk. Good. We don't need the government in the education business anyway. And up to 2,100 food safety inspectors or inspections might have to be canceled. Well, that's okay. I'm sure the companies and stores selling the food will be glad to check the food over before selling it. No one wants the kind of publicity that someone getting sick would generate, so they'll probably work harder to ensure their stuff's up to standards anyway. Let's see, 373,000 serious mentally ill adults and seriously emotionally disturbed children would go untreated. Okay, hello Sandy Hook. Don't want to know those, do you? Well, you better approve that extra spending. Also, up to 1,000 fewer National Science Foundation research grants affecting some 12,000 scientists and students could be threatened. Oh no, no more medicines or students to help study illnesses. Yeah, there's no money in the medical field anyway. No one want to do those jobs without the government propping them up. Let's see. Many small business loans will be denied. Okay, that's fine. If they have a good product, they'll find alternative financing. Workplace safety inspections will be curtailed. Well, I guess we just talked about that. I guess more people will get hurt in the workplace because, companies don't care about their employees. Federal assisted programs like Meals on Wheels will be slashed, and 125,000 low-income renters put at risk of losing government-subsidized housing. Well, good. Private charities will be glad to pick up the slack. And plus, they'll cut out waste by not spending resources on people who don't need it. It's really sad our government stoops so low to try and scare the American people like this, but I guess what's even more sad is that there are people in this country who are so addicted to government that this type of tactic is effective. This is why we're going to have to work. Work, and if this segment and the segment before didn't convince you that things are going wrong in Washington, I just don't know what would.
I asked the question, what if we, and I say we in capital letters, we paid all the politicians in Washington a salary of $25,000 to $27,000 a year? That's all they get, no more. How many politicians would we have in Washington wanting that job then?
Not many. Well, but as we thought, they would just take those governmental perks.
No perks.
We need to cut that out as well.
No perks. You get what you get, and that's it.
If we restricted the power and spending in Washington, then we would get better quality people. All right, we're up on the end of the show here, the Patrick Riggins Show, right here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network. If you want more information about us, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. That's all together. And if you need to know how to spell Riggins, it's Riggins, Patrick Riggins Show. And be sure and hit that like button. We're also on Twitter at @ Patrick Riggins, and on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/, Patrick Riggins Show. Join me next Sunday afternoon where once again we'll talk about freedom, liberty, and the restoration of this great document called the Constitution. This is Patrick Riggins. We'll be back next Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. along with Tori. Have a great week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Riggins Show. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Be there.